Welcome to Serene Sleep Journeys. I'm Mia. If you've enjoyed my channel, I invite you to take a moment to subscribe. Tonight's story is called Underwater Witch Usula. In the deep sea of Coral Castle, the mermaid Ariel sings beautiful songs every day among the sunlit coral reefs, her song floating in the sea. However, her heart is full of yearning for the human world. She often stared at the land on the shore from the edge of the sea, her eyes full of longing. One day, she accidentally met the human Prince Alec deep under the water. He is a handsome young man, bathing in the sun. Ariel fell in love at first sight, and a strong impulse surged in her heart. She decided to follow her inner voice and leave the comfort of the seabed to find the human world. In order to realize this dream of adventure, Ariel decided to find the legendary underwater witch Ursula. She heard that Ursula had powerful magic powers that could turn mermaids into humans. In order to get this ability, she must make a deal with Ursula. As night falls, Ariel sneaks out of the coral castle, crosses the deep sea, and finds Ursula's hiding place. Ursula sneered when she saw Ariel, showing her cunning smile. She offers Ariel a deal in which she can spend 3 days on dry land, as long as she's willing to pay the price. Ariel thought for a moment, and finally decided to give it a go. She made a deal with Ursula, but she didn't know that this decision would trigger a series of changes, not only related to her own destiny, but also to Coral Castle and her beloved father. The moment the deal was completed, Ursula sneered, and a mysterious power enveloped the mermaid and was also conveyed to the Coral Castle in the deep sea. After making a deal with Ursula, Ariel suddenly found herself transformed into a beautiful human girl. Her fishtail disappeared, replaced by slender legs. The world under the sea was left by her, and her eyes were directed to the land. The moment she set foot on land, she felt an unprecedented sense of freedom and novelty. On land, Ariel experienced all kinds of strange things. She saw towering castles, soaring seagulls, and colorful neon lights. She couldn't help being attracted by human civilization and full of curiosity about this new world. Alec becomes her guide, leading her to experience human daily life. Ariel learned human language, experienced their food, felt their laughter and sorrow. Her relationship with Alec gradually brought her closer to the human world, and Alec was moved by her beauty and innocence. However, Ariel still cares about Coral Castle and her father. She understands that her departure may have caused an irreversible change in the deep sea. Behind her back, Ursula is also secretly weaving a conspiracy to imprison her and Coral Castle under the sea forever. In a short period of 3 days, Ariel experienced human life profoundly, and she learned many precious things. However, the bitterness of parting has already been buried in her heart, because she knows that she must fulfill the deal with Ursula, return to the deep sea, and face the unknown fate. Ariel, who returned to the deep sea, found that the Coral Castle was no longer the peaceful place it once was. Dark clouds enveloped the entire castle, and a group of huge deep-sea monsters were rampant. Their huge bodies swam among the corals, releasing frightening roars. There was a cold atmosphere surrounding the castle. Ariel's heart sank to the bottom, and she immediately understood that this was revenge from Ursula. In order to save her father and the castle, she decided to face this threat head-on. Deep in the castle, she finds her father and finds him in some strange slumber, surrounded by Ursula's dark magic. In a corner of the deep sea, Ursula proudly observed the chaos of the castle. Her plan unfolds. By unleashing the monsters of the deep, she can both threaten Coral Castle and capture Ariel in the midst of the chaos. She gladly accepts Ariel's arrival, knowing that Ariel must once again make a dangerous agreement with her. Ursula put forward new conditions for Ariel, and Ariel, once again, had to pay more for the safety of Coral Castle and her father's life. Ursula's voice echoed throughout the castle, her dark magic covering everything. This dark transaction seems to be the intersection of Ariel's fate and that of the entire Coral Castle. In this inevitable decisive battle, Ariel showed unprecedented courage and determination. She and Ursula are engaged in a contest of strength. The mysterious power of the seafloor collides with Ursula's dark magic, forming a shocking battle. Behind this battle, Ariel deeply understood that every decision she made would have a profound impact on the entire Coral Castle. In the deep sea, the battle between Ariel and Ursula heats up. Dark magic intertwined with the mysterious power of the seabed, forming a raging energy vortex. The structure of the undersea castle is crumbling, and the deep-sea monsters continue to roar in the chaos, as if the entire seabed is trembling for this battle. Ariel tries her best, using the wisdom and courage she learned from the human world. Her eyes shone with determination, and she understood that she was not only fighting for herself and her father, but also for the peace of the entire Coral Castle. However, Ursula's dark power is still powerful, and she continues to release frightening spells in an attempt to defeat Ariel. In this decisive battle in the deep sea, Ariel gradually realized the mysterious power contained in her body. Her mermaid blood and human wisdom blended together to form a new power. She used this power to cleverly counter Ursula's offensive, filling the entire deep sea with energy fluctuations. Seeing that the situation was getting worse, Ursula began to unleash the dark power more and more. The roars of deep sea monsters become more violent, and the structure of the castle is in danger. However, Ariel's tenacity and determination seemed to resolve everything. She continued to use the mysterious power of the deep sea to dissolve Ursula's dark magic one by one, leaving her in a desperate situation. At the most critical moment, the seafloor was filled with a burst of intense light. Ariel's body emits a dazzling light that illuminates the entire deep sea. This light comes not only from her mysterious power, but also from the purity of her heart and her deep love for Coral Castle. This light became a powerful force, gradually suppressing Ursula's dark forces. In the final duel, Ursula is finally defeated by Ariel. The dark magic gradually dissipated, and the monsters in the deep sea gradually calmed down. Although some cracks were left in the Coral Castle, thanks to Ariel's efforts, it gradually regained its tranquility. The light in the deep sea completely dispelled Ursula's conspiracy, and Ariel also felt an unprecedented power. She understood that this battle was not only for herself and Coral Castle, but also for the peace of the entire deep sea. In the tranquility of the deep sea, Coral Castle gradually recovers from the trauma of the battle. Ariel became the new leader of the castle, and she led the mermaids to live a happier and more peaceful life. The laughter and laughter in the castle once again echoed in the halls of the deep sea. The mermaids, under the leadership of Ariel, worked together to make the castle more prosperous. However, Ariel's heart was still immersed in the sadness of separation. She gave up her love with the human Prince Alec and chose to stay in the deep sea. Despite this, she did not regret her decision, because she knew that Coral Castle and the entire mermaid tribe were the most important existences in her life. At the same time, Alec has been missing the mermaid on land. Although he didn't know that Ariel had given up the chance to stay with him, the concern in his heart was still deeply rooted. He felt a strange power, as if an invisible bridge had been established between the mermaid's existence and him. Between the deep sea and the land, the two worlds seem to never meet. But this eternal concern keeps the two hearts always connected. Ariel silently wished Alec's happiness in the deep sea, and Alec often looked at the sea on land, conveying his thoughts to the invisible deep sea. In the Coral Castle in the deep sea, Ariel became the leader of the mermaid tribe. She used her wisdom and courage to make the entire tribe more harmonious. While Alec was on land, even though he didn't know Ariel's whereabouts, he deeply felt the profound power of love and care. This story tells us that sometimes putting aside individual happiness and pursuing broader responsibilities and missions is also an extremely great choice. As the current of the deep sea gently embraced the Coral Castle, Ariel felt a soft, hypnotic power gradually spread. Her eyelids grew heavy, as if they were lightly covered in soft seaweed. In this peaceful, deep sea world, she began to be immersed in the waves of dreams. As deep sleep gradually fell, Ariel's thoughts slowly drifted into the distance. She seemed to see Alec's figure on land in a dream, standing on the beach, staring at the boundless sea. And she herself was dancing with her clansmen in the deep sea castle, singing affectionate songs about love and care. As her sleep deepened, she felt a strange connection, as if a transparent bridge had been built between herself and the land. In the dream, she and Alec exchanged silent greetings, conveying deep thoughts and blessings through spiritual communication. Finally, Ariel was immersed in a peaceful dream, and she felt that she was surrounded by the endless love of the deep sea. This is an eternal dream, a deep sea dream that allows her to roam freely in her dream. In her dream, she established an everlasting emotional bond with Coral Castle, her tribe, and Alec. The sound of the receding tide whispers softly in the dream, as if telling an endless legend. In the tranquility of this deep ocean, Ariel found in her dreams the harmony and peace she longed for. The entire deep sea world gradually faded away in the dream. Ariel followed the rhythm of the tide and was immersed in a peaceful dream. The endless sleep slowly enveloped her, like the embrace of the deep sea, taking her into an eternal dream. Good night, Ariel. Good night. She whispered softly in her heart, feeling the tranquility and warmth of the deep sea. She was immersed in this leisurely hypnosis, deeply integrated into this dreamlike, deep sea world. At this peaceful moment, she was wrapped in the gentle good night of the tide, bathed in the soft undersea dream, and began a warm night journey